The biggest myth that keeps people stuck in chronic pain is the idea that pain always means damage. And it's an understandable belief because that's how pain works most of the time, but not all of the time. And that's what I want to talk about today. My name is Dr. Katie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're not already a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on awesome conversations just like this one. From the time when we're very young, we're taught that pain is kind of like smoke from a fire. If pain is present, then something must be wrong. That's not necessarily the case. It's often true. For example, if you break your ankle or touch a hot stove, or if you get a cut, you experience pain because that's your body's way of getting your attention to allow you to tend to your injury, address it, protect it, and allow it to heal. Pain is incredibly helpful in that way. Can you imagine if you stepped on a nail and didn't feel pain? It would stay in your foot. The damage would get worse as you walked on it. Eventually, it would get infected and cause all sorts of bigger problems. Pain is an absolute necessary part of our survival system. The belief that pain always means that something is wrong is one of the top reasons people become afraid of their bodies and afraid of movement. And here's the thing, our brains love black and white rules. Our brains are basically really sophisticated computers that apply a set of rules to our surroundings in order to keep us safe. And so the idea that pain equals damage is really appealing to our minds because it's black and white. It's yes or no, danger or safe. The problem is that there's really nothing black and white about pain. Pain is such an intricate experience that brings in all of our past experiences into the present moment. And it's really just a prediction from our brain about what might be dangerous. For example, say that you are standing close to a campfire. If you're standing here, you feel warm, but not too bad. If you start to stand a little bit too close, that warmth starts to turn into heat. That heat becomes discomfort, and eventually that discomfort becomes pain. But you're able to walk away without having a burn. In that way, pain is protective. Pain does not always mean that damage has occurred. Pain sometimes means that there might be something that could go wrong. A lot of times, pain is your body's attempt to get your attention before something goes wrong. One of the biggest shifts that someone can make in their journey to recover from chronic pain is understanding pain as communication, not necessarily proof that there's damage. In the past, I've talked about the nervous system as an alarm system. If you want more information on that, I'll tag the video down below. It's super helpful in understanding this whole idea of pain as communication. Most of the time, our bodies are really good at this process. Imagine twisting your ankle. You sprain it, you bruise it, you hurt those tendons a little bit, and it hurts. And it hurts initially to the point where you can't put weight on it. And then it stays a little bit sore. The pain doesn't go away right away. That makes sure that you're careful of it, even as you start to put weight on it. And then over time, as you start moving and your body sees proof that nothing bad is happening when you put weight on that ankle, that it is not getting worse, it starts to let go of that protective mechanism and the pain goes away. And that's exactly how we want pain to work. But there are cases where our bodies don't function that way. Cases where pain becomes chronic, where it lasts past the point where the tissues have actually healed. And what's happening there is your body has just become overprotective. It doesn't necessarily mean the damage is ongoing. It doesn't mean that your body is broken. It just means your body has gotten really good at protecting you and still senses threat from somewhere. It doesn't mean the pain is all in your head, that it's not real, or that it's any less than someone who has experienced an acute injury. There are real physiologic changes that happen within your body and nervous system that make it easier for your body to be in pain. And that's exactly what my next video is going to be about. So make sure you hit subscribe and tune in. One of the biggest things I see with people who are living with chronic pain is fear. Fear of their bodies, fear of the pain, and fear of moving. And it starts to become the fear that impacts their lives more than anything else. They fear the pain, they fear their bodies, they fear moving and exercising. They often start to see their life shrinking down as they avoid movement, they avoid exercise, even avoid living. Avoid doing the things that they enjoy or the things that they need to do to survive. And understanding pain as communication is the first step to starting to decrease that fear. as the fear of the pain decreases, ironically, the pain actually starts to decrease as well. People are able to start moving cautiously at first, but moving. And the more they move, the more their body sees that nothing bad is happening when they move. And slowly, their body starts to let go of that protective mechanism. And those physiologic changes that I talked about earlier start to shift back to normal. That is what makes recovery from chronic pain possible. But it all starts with facing the fear and understanding what pain actually is and the role it serves in our bodies. So we don't experience it for no reason. Pain is communication. Now, none of this means you should ignore your pain and go run a marathon tomorrow, because your body is still using pain as a communication method for a reason. The body only uses pain when it believes that there's something dangerous or potentially threatening. And so until you can prove to your body that there is safety, that pain will continue to be there. And so it's not a matter of just pushing through. It's not a matter of ignoring your body's signals. It's a matter of starting to understand why your body is giving you pain signals in the first place, starting to honor those underlying aspects that are causing your body to feel threatened. It's a back and forth communication. Your body uses pain to communicate to you, and you can use action and self-care and how you treat yourself to communicate back to your body. For example, early on in my pain journey, I realized that one of the things that really ramped up my pain was when I was feeling anger. My body did not feel safe in anger. And so part of my journey to recovering from pain was learning new ways to handle that, new ways to process anger, to let go of anger. And as I started to feel safer feeling angry, it stopped being such a trigger for my pain. That isn't something I would have ever noticed if I hadn't started tuning in to what was a common thread during my pain flare-ups. If I had continuously been looking for tissue damage every time my back flared up, I would never have noticed that nuance of, oh wow, every time my back pain flares up, something has pissed me off. That was a crucial breakthrough for my journey. And those are the subtle things that I would love to hear about on your end. Is there anything you've tuned into and suddenly realized is a pain trigger for you? It's different for every system because every single one of our nervous systems has grown up in a different life, in a different environment, in a different family. And so there's going to be different things that our system finds threatening compared to the person next to you. This is the best way we can learn about each other and ourselves is through sharing. So please, please comment below and let me know what your experience is. In closing, pain is real, but it does not always mean that damage is present. Sometimes pain is just your body's way of getting your attention. And when we understand that, fear can start to be replaced with curiosity. And curiosity opens the doors to healing that would have stayed closed otherwise. So get curious, my friends. Let me know down in the comments how this resonated. If this is a new idea for you, let me know. And let me know if you have any other questions. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. If today's video resonated with you and you might like some support in overcoming chronic pain, I'm getting ready to launch my signature program, When Pain Stays, in October 2026. This program is designed to help folks who struggle with persistent pain understand themselves and their bodies in a new way and truly start to build a life that supports them. Join the waitlist below to be the first to find out when enrollment opens and to access early bird pricing.